Hey, namaste, brothers and sisters. I know we have some ladies watching the channel. Wow, welcome back. Guys, if you didn't check out, I did a video yesterday. For the guys who might didn't see the video yesterday, I did my top 5 animes of all time. It's a great video, very funny, very entertaining. I give you basically the top 5 animes that I grew up loving. You know what I'm saying? And I want you guys to check that out, and you know, just go. No, you know what? You know what? Don't even do it. You don't even have to go back. I'll leave a small link in the description. Go ahead and click that video. Check it out, man. And don't forget to rate, comment, and please, if you're new to this channel, subscribe for more anime and entertainment. All right, we are back. Today, you know, I'm doing a video that's might be a little outdated. Might be a little late. You know, it might be a little late, but listen, Goku has always been late to the battlefield, but guess what? He was always on time, you know? He was there just at the right time, and I feel like, you know what? I'm a little late, but I'm on time. Now, for those of you who've been following this channel for a very long time, know that you know, the old Zobi 70 just couldn't wait for some bad Sony news. Just so I can come out and say, ha 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 ha, I told you, you know what I'm saying? But listen now, whoa, easy, you know, that's the old Zobi. Okay, that was the old Zobi, and that's just the way he believes. There's a rich background on the reason why he was like that. I'll give you a story one of these days if you guys are willing. Leave in the comment section if you'd like to hear that story on the reason. Maybe some of you might even know why I don't like Sony. Listen, I love Sony now. I love Sony now. Let me get into the details. News that just came out that first I heard news of investors or what you would call those? What's those people over there? The stocks. Their stock has become nothing more than even with all the high selling PlayStation 4s. The PlayStation 4s are selling like hotcakes out there. It's the new wave right now. It's the new form of entertainment. It's the most sell electronic right now next to 4K TVs, and it's just doing a great job right now. Just really shipping out and moving out units. But even still, they put them in a junk status. That's basically what the PlayStation brand is. That's what they're saying. I'm not saying that. This is what they said. Something I read on the interwebs. So who knows how true that really is, right? Then I come to find out that there was news about Sony losing $1 billion for the year. And I said, Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Wow. You know, like I said, you know, the old Zobi would have been all over it because, you know, the old Zobi would have been representing the Wii U right now. And I just really would, and I still do represent the Wii U. I represent all the consoles. You know, I want to be fair for all of them. I love gaming. As of lately, I haven't played a lot of games. I've been playing a lot of 3DS games, but you know, I just would like for gaming to do well so that, you know, we can have a lot of good games. But anywho, you know, because in the articles before, there were, you know, there were fanboys coming out, just fanboys, not fans. There were fanboys coming out and they were being real mean and nasty to the Wii U when a little bit of bad news came out of the Wii U camp. And, you know, they only lost, what, about 8%? You know, their product only went down about 8% or so. And, you know, that was a time for the Sony fans or the Xbox fans, boys, to come out and attack the Wii U. Now, Sony went ahead, you know, karma is crazy. That's just how life works. Karma is always going to come back and bite you in the butt. And you know, it come to find out Sony lost 10 times or 3 times as much more money as Nintendo, and it's crazy. It's wild, you know. And they have fired over 5,000 employees over there at the Sony workplace. You know, that's even more crazier. Oh my God, 5,000 people got. Imagine if they fired 5,000 people at your job. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, God damn, I'm going to be one of them mother suckers. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if you had a channel, a YouTube channel. Imagine if it was this YouTube channel and then 5,000 people just left. I'm like, oh snap, something is going on. Whoa. You know, and the old Zombie 70 would have just utilized this time to go ahead and just really, just kick Sony Whites down, just really come up with a bunch of excuses to just, whoa, Zombie, no, old Zombie, please, go, Zombie, go, you don't belong here, Zombie, you don't belong here, sir, this is a new Zombie, okay, Zombie, go to your higher self. No, that Zombie needs to go. He's too angry, too mean. No, you will never come back. What was I saying? Listen, all of this is good news for the old Zombie. It's good news for the Xbox fans. It's good news for the way you fanboys. But I'm coming on this video to let you know I can't attack Sony anymore, man. Because I feel like part of their, just a very small part, if it's a very, very small part, very tiny part of it is my fault. Because, I don't get as much views as, say, the big channels that do support the Wii, the PlayStation, compared to me bashing the PlayStation. But I feel like my bashing is something that Sony just doesn't need in this time. Sony needs to prevail. Sony needs to do good. You gotta understand my history with Sony and the PlayStation. I never really owned any Sony products, but the only products that I did was a PlayStation. Of course, when the PlayStation 1 came out, it just changed my life. You know what I mean? It changed my life. Before, I was just playing video games. PlayStation has made gaming my life. You know what I'm saying? Back when I was on the Genesis Super Nintendo, I was just playing the games. You know what I'm saying? I was just playing. You know what I'm saying? But when PlayStation came out, it just changed my life with games like Resident Evil, Xenogears, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, all Chrono Cross. It'd be just a plethora of games. It was amazing. Changed my life, turned me into a straight up nerd. Me and my cousin would play PlayStation for hours upon days. Just in this motherfucker playing like, oh. Changed my life. The PlayStation 2 came out. Yo, we literally robbed Blockbuster to get our PlayStations. We didn't really rob them, but it was like, you think it's hard to get a PlayStation 4 now? It was impossible to get a PlayStation 2, yo. And we wanted a PlayStation 2. Now, it had no games, but it had Madden. And, we were big time Madden junkies at the time. And, we were just we want it now. So we went up to Blockbusters, rented a PlayStation 2, stole that mother sucker, yo. But we didn't really steal it. We just had to, my cousin, he had to pay our older cousin. He was like a bigger brother to us. He basically had to pay Blockbuster more of an amount to own than what PlayStation would cost at that time. But we loved him for that, and we played that motherfucker like crazy. And I can't. It's like Dragon Ball Z changed my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to bash Dragon Ball Z because it'll be coming out with a bunch of bad movies. No, Dragon Ball Z is still my #1 to go-to anime, cartoon, life, scripture, my Bible. If somebody's having a bad day, I'll quote some scripture from Dragon Ball Z. And the same should go for PlayStation. I should not. And listen, this is one of the reasons why I started bashing the PlayStation. It's because of the fanboys. The fanboys were just getting on my goddamn nerves. So I said, you know what, and fanboys want to get a demise kit, if they want to flag people's YouTube channels, they want to go into people's comment section and just start being nasty and disgusting, then I could be even 10 times worse. And that is no way you want to treat life. Just because somebody is doing something that you don't like, that doesn't mean that you come back and be even nastier. I was just telling my sister the other day, she was just having boy problems, or women. I hear women say this a lot, period. A man will come and do something dirty to her, and then that will cause her or the woman to go ahead and flip around and become even more evil or have evil intentions than what that man was planning on doing. I'm like, you let another man change who you are? And that's the thing I'm trying to say. Like, I let other men on a fictitious virtual website get under my skin and change who I am? No! It'll never happen again! So I said, you know what, I'm going to go back to the old Zobi before the internet came out, before YouTube, before all the fanboys, and I said, you know what, I'm going to support Sony no matter what. I'm going to buy all... I'm not going to buy all the Sony games, but I'm going to buy all... When Sony comes out with a role-playing game, I will buy it. I didn't buy a PlayStation 4. I'm going to buy it. We have to support Sony because I have to support Sony because Sony changed my life. Sony is basically the second father that I had in my home. It kept me entertained through the years. It gave me a bunch of stories. It brought me a bunch of memories that I can remember just going in my mind. And that'll be... I never turned my back on Sega, and Sega went out of business. You know what I'm saying? But quickly, as soon as a couple of fanboys get under my skin, I'm quickly ready to disbash Sony up the wazoo. Shouldn't be like that, man. Shouldn't be like that. We need Sony to get back on course, man. We need to support Sony right now. A lot of people are mad at the IGNs and the other couple of websites because they're not reporting the bad news coming out of the Sony camp. But you got to understand that they're actually doing it. It's biased and it's not truthful and it's evil and all the other stuff, you know, coming from another fan. But you gotta understand, we just can't kick Sony right now when they're down because Sony, they just did so much for us and they're doing stuff for us now. And the aspects are like Xbox, they wanted to come in and bring this DRM that they wanted to have always online and they wanted to have no used games and they wanted to have everything, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to do everything their way. And Sony came and totally just, if it wasn't for Sony, if it wasn't for PlayStation, we'll be stuck with an Xbox doing those crazy things to us, the gamer, the consumer. It would have changed gaming completely. I would have never been gaming to this day. I would have been done. I've been playing Nintendo products. And then a couple years from now, Nintendo would have probably followed that same suit, probably. I don't know. Nintendo doesn't really get down like that. They still don't even have online. So, yeah. So I don't even think they're going to get down like that. But still. So Sony is very good for what they had done. I applaud them. A lot of people are like, come on, and even show any games. But you got to understand, they stop a corporation from taking over gaming. That where gaming is supposed to be a fun activity, a fun thing. And, you know, cool nerds, I'm never going to bash Sony again here at this channel. I'm going to support them. Even if they're going through bad things, I have to support them. No matter what. I'm not saying this. I'm being dead honest. This is how I actually believe. The old Zobi Savini would have ripped right through Sony's anal canal and kicked him while it was down. And you know, there would have been nothing nobody can do about it because it would have been all facts. But this is also a fact too, what I'm saying. We need to support Sony. For those of you out there who are on the verge of don't know what counts to get a PlayStation 4, man. I mean, there's no games for it now, but just like for the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 1, and the PlayStation 3, the games came later on. And they're good games too. Right now, for 2012, 13, and 14, in the years before that, I was really crying and complaining for RPGs. Now Sony has been bringing us a plethora of RPGs. On the PSP, there's a plethora of RPGs. PS Vita is starting to get those RPGs, man. Get a PS Vita too, man. It's a good console. Good piece of hardware. No games right now, but in the future there will be. Anywho. Cool nerds, I want you to rate, comment, subscribe to this video. Subscribe if you're new to this channel. I want you to rate and leave some comments down there. Some funny comments. Or if you disagree with me, go ahead and disagree with me. If you agree with me, let me know. Tomorrow's video will be... I'm getting through Attack on Titan. Zobi, get out of here, Zobi. I'm watching Attack on Titans, right? It's a bad habit. I'm sorry. I keep saying Attack on Titans, but I swear it'll be it. Attack on Titans, I'm trying to get through that. Trying to get you the review on that bad boy really soon. It's, you know, I don't want to jump the broom real quick, but I'll let you guys know. Anywho, W.Coolers. Sony's great, man. Sony, I got Sony. Here we go. This is a game that really just topped it off for me. Needle Kunai, Tales, the Exilia. I mean, come on, just great games on that product, man. Yeah, okay.